The mothers of Plaza de Mayo have been demanding to know the whereabouts of their missing children since they disappeared during Argentina's dictatorship 40 years ago. The G20 gives them a chance to take their message to a wider audience.
The city is under siege. It seems like we're under a curfew, but we made it here, and once again we call on world leaders to stop the policies that create hunger, poverty, and that hurt the working class.
They weren't alone. Thousands of people are promising to take over the streets of Buenos Aires on Friday.
In spite of these protests, this is a historic event for Argentina and an opportunity to be at the center of world affairs, even though there are several issues overshadowing the main objective, which is to build consensus on crucial issues like climate change and inequality.
Among them, the presence of Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman and a request by Human Rights Watch to investigate him over the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Khashoggi's killing has strained relations between Saudi and the Western world. Emmanuel Macron says he's ready to talk to the Crown Prince about what happened.
I have always been very clear on the case of Saudi Arabia, and I will inevitably have the opportunity to discuss it with the Saudi Crown Prince on the margins of this G20 meeting. We will have the opportunity to discuss it among European leaders as I requested before the G7.
Donald Trump arrived in Buenos Aires on Thursday evening, ready to discuss the trade war between the United States and China. He's cancelled his meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin after the seizure of Ukrainian ships by Russia at the Crimean Peninsula. This protester came all the way from the United States, carrying a baby Trump balloon. He's been an activist opposing the U.S. foreign policy since the Vietnam War.
We would like the President of the United States to act a little bit more mature. That's if I was going to boil it down to just one statement, it would be that. We think it's asinine that he's on Twitter. We think it's asinine that he's petulant, that he picks fights, seems to want to take the smallest and lowest road instead of the highest.
The G20 begins proper on Friday. This mass yoga session was organized to help leaders concentrate on resolving their differences. The protest around Buenos Aires will remind them how hard that task is likely to be. Teresa, Al Jazeera, Buenos Aires.